Alright guys, so this video is on full body warm up. There's three main goals that you want to achieve when you're warming up. One is to raise the core body temperature and to activate the central nervous system. You want to raise the core body temperature in order to improve the flexibility of the muscles and to warm up the joints, to get them feeling good, keep them healthy. You want to activate the central nervous system so that you can move explosively and that you can move heavy weight right off the bat without feeling sluggish. So it's all about performance. The second goal is to address any mobility demands or any mobility deficiencies. The reason for this is to improve movement patterns and to decrease your injury risk. The third goal is to attack any weaknesses. So you can call it activation if you want, but it's essentially just doing some extra work, some extra volume on any weak points, any areas that you're weak. So in this video, it'll be abs and it'll be upper back because they're two common weak points. But the goal is a little bit of extra volume over time, leading to a bit more hypertrophy over time and just gradually bringing up weak points. So you'll start the warm up off with some upper back work on the foam roller. When you're doing this, make sure you're not arching the lower back. So keep pushing the lower back towards the floor, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. To start off with, put it just below shoulder blade height, and then work a little bit higher as you go. So vertebra by vertebra, you're moving the roller higher up your back. You'll do 5 to 10 of those, and then you'll do the same thing with the hands up over the head. Again, chest up to the ceiling, make sure you're not arching your lower back. So the reason that we start off with this is to open up the upper back. So it's a commonly tight area. A lot of people spend a lot of time sitting, your shoulders round forward, you'll lose that mobility in your upper back, the ability to extend your upper back. And if you're starting off with overhead presses specifically, this is very important. Because if your shoulders are rounded and you can't extend your upper back, the overhead position isn't going to be great and you're going to put your shoulders at risk. So now we move into 4 exercises. You'll perform 2 to 3 rounds of this. First one is the Spider-Man lunge with a twist. This one you do 5 to 10 reps either side. The goal for this, or the reason that we do this, is to open up the hips and to open up the upper back. So specifically the hip flexors in particular. Again, areas that commonly get tight if you spend a lot of time sitting down. So we do this exercise, it should help us get into better positions. To perform it, step the foot all the way up to just outside the hand, push the front knee out, keep the back leg straight, sink the hips towards the floor, and then if your right foot is forward, plant the left hand and rotate the right hand up to the ceiling. Follow your hand up with your eyes, make sure you're rotating through the upper back and not just the shoulder. So second exercise is hip rolls. If you're squatting, this is a really good one. It'll open up your hips. It's just internal and external rotation. So plant your feet shoulder width in front of you, then push the hips to either side. Make sure you're pushing the knees into the floor, opening up the hips. You can take the hands off the ground to make it a bit harder, and you can also bridge up with the hips, squeezing your butt at the top. Just a bit of extra mobility work for the hips. So again, this is commonly a tight area for most people, spending a lot of time sitting down, which is why I've included it. If you struggle with getting to depth on a squat, this will help a lot. Third exercise is plank. So this is a bit of core activation or core work, also a bit of kind of central nervous system priming. So you're flexing as hard as you can, get the nervous system firing. With this one, make sure your lower back isn't arching, squeeze your butt, squeeze the legs, pull the elbows towards the toes and flex the abs hard as you can, like you're gonna get punched in the stomach. So hold this from anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds, just flexing as hard as you can. Now we'll move on to band pull aparts. This is for upper back work. So it counters that rounded shoulders posture. It also keeps the shoulders healthy. Generally speaking, you want to do more pulling volume than pushing volume to keep the shoulders healthy. So this is a good one to include. So I like palms facing up, pull the shoulder blades back, pull the shoulder blades down, arms straight, and then pull the band back to the bottom of your sternum. So arms straight the whole time. You should feel this in the rear delts or your upper back. Rear delts and upper back, I should say. So yeah, just extra volume for your upper back, bring that up over time, keep the shoulders feeling healthy, and just strengthen the upper back. So now 2 optional stretches you can finish with. First one, box stretch, make sure the hips are square. If you're flexible, you'll be able to push the knee down and lean forward into it a little bit. If you're a bit tighter through the hips, you might find that the knee sticks up. That's all right, just gradually push it lower. You do want to avoid rounding your lower back like this. You want to keep the back neutral and just hinge into it until you feel the glutes stretching. This will be a really good one for squats. If you struggle to hip depth, then just chuck this in for 30 seconds to a minute after. Same thing with this last stretch. This is for the ankles. Again, it will help with squat depth. Make sure the heel is flat and just drive the knee out. Sorry about that. So focus on pushing the heel down the whole time whilst driving the knee out over the toes, opening up the ankle and the calf. So 30 seconds to a minute each side. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more warm-up videos coming soon.